War is more than a collection of famous battles, it's about connecting those battles to achieve a larger goal. That connection is called operational art. Operational art is the crucial link between battlefield tactics and grand strategy. It's the general's blueprint, turning scattered victories into a decisive campaign. Think of tactics as laying bricks and strategy as building a house. Operational art is the architect's plan that makes it all work together. Without operational art, armies can win battles but lose wars, as their efforts don't add up to meaningful results. Operational art isn't just about moving troops, it's about managing logistics, exploiting enemy weaknesses, and sequencing actions for maximum effect. A good operational plan might trick the enemy, cut off their supplies, or strike deep behind their lines to create chaos. It's a creative process that turns the chaos of combat into a purposeful campaign. Throughout history, operational art has evolved with new technologies and different national styles. From Napoleon's sweeping campaigns to today's high-tech battlefields, operational art is how armies learn to think bigger. Understanding its evolution helps us understand the very nature of warfare. Before Napoleon, European armies moved slowly and fought indecisive battles, often tied to supply depots and the seasons. Napoleon revolutionized warfare by seeking to destroy the enemy's main army in a single, decisive campaign, not just capture territory. He reorganized the French army into flexible corps, each a mini-army able to march and fight independently. This allowed rapid movement and the ability to concentrate force at the critical moment. The Ulm campaign of 1805 showed Napoleon's genius. He encircled the Austrian army, forcing a surrender without a major battle. Napoleon's methods transformed warfare, making campaigns continuous operations with clear objectives. His focus on speed, maneuver, and decisive battle forced all of Europe to adapt. Planning an entire campaign as a single coherent work of art began with Napoleon. He was the first true master of the operational level of war. His legacy still shapes military thinking today. Operational art was born on the fields of Europe, but its influence would soon spread worldwide. In the 20th century, Germany and the Soviet Union took Napoleon's ideas in new directions. The Germans developed Blitzkrieg, lightning war, focused on speed, surprise, and psychological shock. Their 1940 invasion of France bypassed strong defenses, broke through weak points, and collapsed the Allied front in weeks. Blitzkrieg used tanks and planes not just as weapons, but as tools for operational shock. The Soviets, facing vast distances, created deep battle, absorbing attacks, then launching massive counteroffensives. Deep battle struck the enemy everywhere: front lines, reserves, supply lines, and command centers. Operation Bagration in 1944 showed this in action. Soviet forces encircled and destroyed entire German armies. Both approaches used operational art to turn technology and mass into decisive campaigns. The result? Entire fronts collapsed, not just from fighting, but from the orchestration of movement, deception, and shock. Operational art became the engine of modern warfare. The lessons of Blitzkrieg and deep battle still echo in military planning today. The operational level had truly come of age. Britain and the United States faced a different challenge, projecting power across oceans. Their operational art combined land, sea, and air forces in complex joint operations, requiring immense logistical planning. The Battle of the Atlantic was a campaign to keep supply lines open, fought with convoys, patrol aircraft, and code breaking. In the Pacific, the US used island hopping, bypassing strongholds, seizing key islands, and cutting Japan off from resources. Each captured island became a stepping stone, bringing bombers closer to Japan. The D-Day landings in Normandy were the ultimate joint operation, coordinating land, sea, air, and deception on an unprecedented scale. This methodical industrial approach allowed the Western Allies to bring overwhelming power anywhere in the world. Operational art became not just about battles, but about global campaigns. The Western style was defined by logistics, coordination, and relentless build-up. It set the standard for modern joint operations. Israel developed a unique operational art out of necessity, surrounded by larger enemies. It had to win quickly. The IDF focused on preemption, speed, and maneuver, using air and armored forces to strike first and decisively. The Six-Day War in 1967 was the peak. Israel launched a surprise airstrike, gained air superiority, and rapidly defeated multiple armies. Flexibility and bold leadership were key, but success bred overconfidence. The IDF neglected defensive planning and underestimated new threats like anti-tank missiles. The Yom Kippur War in 1973 shattered the myth of invincibility. Israel was caught off guard and suffered heavy losses before adapting. The lesson was clear. Operational art must evolve with new threats and technology. Past victories can lead to dangerous assumptions. Operational art is not a fixed formula. It demands constant adaptation. Israel's experience shows that even the best plans must change with the times. Stagnation can be as dangerous as defeat. The art must always move forward. China's operational art blends ancient strategy with modern technology. Drawing on Sun Tzu, Chinese doctrine emphasizes deception, patience, and shaping the environment before conflict begins. Systems destruction warfare targets not just military forces, but command networks, satellites, and economic stability. The goal is to paralyze the enemy, using cyber attacks, electronic warfare, and precision strikes to blind and disrupt before fighting starts. In the Taiwan Strait, China practices this with missile tests, air incursions, and amphibious drills, psychological pressure as much as military preparation. Anti-access/area. Denial aims to keep US forces at bay, using missiles, submarines, and air defenses to create a great wall at sea. China's operational art is about control, winning without fighting or making conflict too costly for its adversaries. It's a modern fortress built on ancient ideas. The fusion of old and new defines China's approach to future wars. The world is watching how this art evolves. The 1971 Indo-Pakistani War is a textbook case of brilliant operational art. India's goal: liberate East Pakistan quickly, before outside pressure could intervene. General Manekshaw's plan bypassed strongpoints, using rapid advances through unexpected routes. Indian forces isolated and encircled Pakistani troops, racing toward Dhaka while cutting off supplies and escape. Air superiority and a naval blockade sealed the enemy's fate. The psychological impact of speed and encirclement broke Pakistani resistance. In just 13 days, over 93,000 Pakistani soldiers surrendered, the largest since World War II. Clear goals, bold planning, and joint operations led to swift victory. The campaign remains a model for operational art in limited wars. It shows how decisive action can reshape history. The war in Ukraine is redefining operational art for the 21st century. Russia's initial plan for a quick victory failed. Poor logistics and underestimating Ukrainian resistance led to disaster. Ukraine used small mobile teams and Western-supplied weapons to ambush Russian convoys, turning the tide with asymmetric defense. Cheap drones gave Ukraine real-time intelligence and precision strikes, leveling the playing field. The Kharkiv counteroffensive in 2022 used deception and speed to surprise Russian forces and liberate territory. Ukraine's blend of old tactics and new technology shows operational art's enduring power. Even against a larger foe, clever planning and adaptation can win the day. The principles of operational art are more relevant than ever. Modern war is about brains, not just brawn. The battlefield is changing, but the art remains. From Napoleon to Ukraine, operational art has constantly evolved, connecting political goals to battlefield realities. There's no perfect formula. Each era and nation finds its own style. The core remains, designing campaigns that achieve decisive results, not just fighting battles for their own sake. Without operational art, war becomes pointless attrition. Today's wars span land, sea, air, space, and cyberspace, making operational art more vital than ever. Commanders must orchestrate effects across all domains, integrating cyber attacks, satellites, and drones into their plans. The side with the better plan and adaptability often prevails, even against larger or more advanced foes. The 1971 India-Pakistan War and Ukraine's defense prove that operational art can change history. The bridge between tactics and strategy is still the most important ground in any conflict. Those who master it will shape the future of war.